Determination, laser focus, banging on they door, they taking notice. Determination, laser focus.
Coach, thank you. We are over 4,000 miles away from where you're seated in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England, and Wembley Stadium. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Like 80! 58, come on! Catch up, nickel! Got spin! Quarter! Check nickel! Alert 3! Checked up, recon! 132 fighter! Check! 50! Bang! Like I said!
Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Looking to throw on second down. Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Ito Smith. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. On first down, it's Haskins. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Haskins looking to throw on first down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jayon Brown just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Watch twins.
Now it's Haskins. This complete to Jones. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Haskins on third down. And able to find Dorsett. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game. Gordon.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
9:51. 9:51. It's been a long day for you. Where'd he go? 51 to mine. 51 to mine.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Get off the train track. 3rd and 12.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Hey, 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. I got him. 36. Kill. Turn. Kill.
Third down, here's Haskins. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This time, Roethlisberger will throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now Roethlisberger. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Jags grab it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
the turnover, it's Haskins. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Here we go, here we go. Block 80! Even, forecast, even. Chance. Beat these two. Whip. Watch the whip.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. We're scoreless after 1. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it 2nd down and 12. On 2nd and 12, Haskins. Eluding the pressure right. And it's caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the carry, here's Smith. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
6 man. Check curls, check. 8.
Roethlisberger will throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Keelan Cole, the intended target. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
On second down now, it's Gordon, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Check. Watch the pass. Watch out.
They go play action now. Haskins, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jayon Brown picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Well, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Like 80.
Smith trying to run for it. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Ito Smith. Touchdown number 18 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Extra point put through by Succop, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Haskins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there, and it's 3rd and short.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Check safety, check safety.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Second and 10 now. Haskins. Dorsett making the catch. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it there to Vernon Davis, the tight end, but it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey, hey, hey. Mike spot 4. Short. Mike spot 4. Here we go. Right there. 54.
2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again.
I can't believe that.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now after the sack, here's 3rd and goal from the 20.
Check the backer.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That one goes for 24 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's caught by Waller out left side. Touchdown, Houston. Darren Waller, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now Haskins, third and long. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Julio Jones. Incomplete. Sets up fourth down.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Haskins looking to throw on first down. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. From midfield now, Haskins. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. It's caught. Jones. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So I'm wondering if they're going to note that, and next time just go ahead and bring that pressure.
Haskins now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, it's Haskins. Able to get this to Gordon. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Vernon Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A first down carry for Smith. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Jack 16.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Now the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down.
No spacing.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked up by Josh Jones. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time, because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On the run, it's Smith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
230. Tighten up. Take 2 of them. Check 15.
After the penalty, it's Smith. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Again, it's Smith. And he loses the football a second time. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check, 59. Here we go. Hey, watch it.
Looking to throw, Haskins. He completes it to Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Haskins. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the 16, Roethlisberger. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop me out here.
Third and 13.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Roethlisberger will throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. He's got room to run past the 20. And they will finally get him down at the 28. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Roethlisberger now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Kill. Check 31. What's up? 59, what's up?
From the shotgun, they run with Smith. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
77.
From the 31, Roethlisberger. He's going to loft it, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. Keelan Cole, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Oftentimes when you give up a touchdown, it's really a deflation for your entire unit. And the special teams crew, when they run out there, they still feel it. And maybe they don't go after it so much. Instead, they gave great effort there. Blocked the extra point and really gave them a lift after giving up the score.
Yeah, gave up the touchdown, lost the lead, but a nice job to get in there and block it. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught by Jones. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, Gordon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 46-yard line.
Now a big spot for the rookie Haskins. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Now it's Haskins. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jayon Brown able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And that'll set him back 5.
Ready? Right. Line's 50, line's 50. Woo! Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50.
Now Haskins to throw on second down. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. They'll run on first down. It's Smith. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Ito Smith, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Haskins, he's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. And even 50 yards. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. To throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Smith. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Houston. Ito Smith with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Texans push further out in front. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Haskins on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Haskins under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. 3rd and long. Haskins under pressure again, and down he goes again. Darren Lee in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Haskins will throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Texans are going to win the football game. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Texans, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until Week 11. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.